So let me guess, you want to make passive income from digital products and you're considering selling on Etsy because people have told you that they send traffic for you. Well, personally, I don't really think that's actually the case. And in this video, I'm going to go over why I don't think you should sell your digital products on Etsy and what you should do instead. If you're new here, hi, I'm Molly. I started as a broke college dropout with just 81 cents to my name, and I leveraged that into a multiple six-figure per year photography studio. Then I started creating content to help other photographers, and I grew that into a $2 million per year online education business. And now I help content creators just like you to monetize your content with digital info products so you can help your followers on a deeper level and make a full-time living doing what you love. Okay, so let's get right into it. I know there are a lot of Etsy lovers and a lot of Etsy haters, so feel free to leave any comments you have, positive or negative, in the comments below. I truly do want to hear them. So for me personally, I have sold things on Etsy. In fact, in college, I made resin jewelry earrings and I sold them on Etsy, and I actually found it very difficult. And that was actually way back in like 2007 when Etsy was a lot easier. I don't even think they had things yet like Etsy ads. And the thing for me mainly was that I was selling a really low priced product, and it was a physical product too. So I had to pay for the actual things to make the earrings. Then it was my time to make the earrings, my time to market the earrings, because I think a lot of people think that Etsy's just gonna do all the marketing and selling for you, but that is not necessarily true. In fact, in most cases, it's not true. So Etsy does have their own platform and traffic is going to that platform, and people wanting to buy things, of course, are going there and searching for them. So whether you are selling a physical or a digital product, in theory, if you list that product on Etsy, sales will just come to you because they have all this traffic. The thing though is that you still have to do, in my opinion, the same amount of marketing and sales to sell things on Etsy that you would with growing your own following. And in fact, I will share with you many reasons why growing your own following is a lot easier and way more profitable. So with Etsy, there is very high competition. So you need to learn how to be very good with SEO, with keywords, with ranking your listings, with taking the very best photos, making sure that your digital products are very unique and stand out. And you need to make a lot of listings. I have really looked into this. My friend and I, in fact, even started to do the things to create our own Etsy shop to really see if it would be worth it. But even before we made our first listing, we found out it was not worth it. So first of all, you have to pay per listing, and the listings expire after a certain amount of days. So you do have to pay to relist them. Plus Etsy takes a percentage of your sales. And of course you have a percentage to taxes. And of course that's whether you list on Etsy or not. But I'm just saying that the amount of expenses really goes up when you are using Etsy's platform. The other thing is that Etsy could boot you at any time because you don't own that platform. Now, I personally haven't really heard about that a lot. Let me know in the comments if you have. But for me, I just personally prefer to own my own platform. That way, no matter what happens, my business is secure, and I will talk about that in a second. So let's go back though to why people think Etsy drives traffic for you. So again, in order to get traffic from Etsy for free, you still really need to be figuring out your SEO and your keywords and getting your listings ranked. And there is so much competition and so many listings that in order to cut through the noise, many, if not most, digital creators on Etsy are having to do ads. And of course, you have to pay for ads. So this is already way more expensive than if you would just have your own following. Okay, so with all of that aside, let's talk about your own following, because here's the thing, building your own following actually makes it way easier for you to sell your digital products. You essentially have no competition when you build your own following and your own brand, because people buy from you because they like you. So for example, I teach people how to create and sell digital products and courses online. Now there are tons of people who do that, but I still get sales every single day because I've grown my own following and my own platform. I'm not on Etsy competing with thousands, if not maybe hundreds of thousands of different listings. I'm not having to spend my time ranking in search or spending money on ads or hoping my stuff doesn't get shut down, paying per listing, paying out a percentage of my sales to Etsy. I don't have to do any of that. I simply get to create fun, free, helpful content every single week on my platform of choice, which happens to be YouTube. And then I mention my freebies in the description below so people can get on my email list. And then I help people further for free on my email list. And I also invite people to join any digital products that I have that I think will help them. So it's so much easier when you do things that way, in my opinion, because again, when you build a personal brand, you are essentially not having any competition because people will buy from you because they like you. There are other people that teach on digital products and courses, but people are going to buy from the educator that they resonate with most. So yes, I'm not saying you don't have any competition, but you have far less when you are not on Etsy. The other thing is that I've heard of digital product sellers on Etsy maybe making like 6 figures a year, and that's like they're in the top 1 or 2%. And let me know if you've heard differently. But it's very rare that I meet someone who has made, 7 figures or multiple 7 figures on Etsy. But I will tell you what is not rare. What is not rare is meeting creators who have created their own personal brand who are making 7 and multiple 7 figures from that. So obviously, if you still want to sell on Etsy, then go for it. I'm not here to tell you can't do that. It's your business. You can do whatever you want. But I did want to shed some light on why growing your own following and personal brand is a lot better, in my opinion, than selling on Etsy. So to sum it up, you have less competition. You can make a lot more money. You actually own your following. Not to mention, when you create your own following, you have a lot more opportunities like sponsorships, affiliate money, partnerships. There's just a lot more ways that you can make money by growing your own following as well. Now, if you're sitting here watching this video and you're like, you know what? I do have some followers, but I don't have an email list. And I totally get how Molly always talks about how you need to have an email list. So go in the description below this video. You can download my free done for you funnel to turn your followers into email subscribers, because I'm telling you guys, the money is in the list. In fact, did you know that email marketing is actually 40 times more effective at making sales than social media? If you didn't, now you did. So you may or may not know, my very first online education business was for photographers, and I started out by growing a following through blogging. And I am sure glad that I did, because I made well over $7 million from that business. And there's no way that I would have been able to make that much money via Etsy. I was able to do that because I built a personal brand, I built a very loyal following, and I helped them get results through my digital products. And with this business, I decided to grow a personal brand on YouTube. And boy, am I glad that I did, because not only have I made millions of dollars from this business already as well, but the thing is, when you build a personal brand on somewhere like YouTube, you also get things like affiliate money and sponsorships. In fact, I got my very first sponsorship a couple of weeks ago, and I'm very, very excited about it. Okay, so that was a lot of information, but I've broken this down into a 3-part framework so that you can start to make sales from your own digital products on your very own platform, which in my opinion is going to be a lot easier and a lot more fruitful and have a lot more opportunity over time. Okay, so the 3-part framework is: number 1, choose a platform to grow on. This could be blogging, this could be podcasting, this could be YouTube, this could be Instagram and TikTok. I don't care. Pick the platform that you resonate with, that you're excited about, that you can create content on consistently. All right, part 2 of 3 of the framework is to grow your email list while you grow your following. So just like I mentioned earlier, you can check out the link in the description below. I have 2 freebies, one to move your followers to email subscribers, and one that has a list of 54 different types of digital product ideas. Now, when people download those freebies, they put in their name and email, they're delivered the freebie, and then they also get on my email list so that I can send them more free, helpful content. And that's exactly what you should do too. And the 3rd part of the framework is to sell your digital products on autopilot by using an automated email sequence. Okay, so let's go step by step. How do you choose the platform that you want to grow your following on? Again, there are lots of different options. The biggest thing is to not try and be on all of them. The biggest thing is to pick one to go all in on. Then and only then, once you've had consistent success on that platform, then you can considering adding more. In fact, I would go so far as to say, until you can afford a team member to run the additional platform, stick to one platform. So for me, that one platform is YouTube. However, I do have a virtual assistant that helps me with my Instagram and my TikTok and even my YouTube. In fact, just to put out 1 to 2 videos every week on this channel, I have 2 editors and a virtual assistant. Now, I certainly did not start with that much help, but I just want to kind of give you an idea of how you can grow your following and help in channels over time. And the 2nd part of the framework was growing your email list. So how do you do that? Again, what you want to do is create free, helpful, consistent content. And also the most important part is mentioning at least once in your piece of content a freebie that somebody can download. So that way you are moving your followers to email subscribers, because again, an email list is 40 times more effective at sales than solely selling via your social media following. And last but not least, the 3rd part is you want to sell your digital products on autopilot through an automated email sequence. Now, I use the software System.io for this. There is a link below where you can sign up to get a free account. This is not a free trial, which means that you can have this for an unlimited amount of time. But of course, course, you want to check out all the details on that. I personally use System.io for everything in my business. We're talking hosting digital products, my website, my blog, checkout pages, funnels, everything that runs my business, I do through System.io. And that's exactly what I use to run my automated email sequences. So all of my passive income goes through System.io. And that's exactly what I would recommend for you. So what you're going to do is create your account. Then you're going to create a series of emails that is going to move somebody from where they are now to hopefully purchasing your digital product. Now, there's a lot more that goes into that, and I share that in all of my templates and scripts and things in Freedom Creator Club, but that is the gist of it to get you started. So choose your platform, grow your email list, and make sales on autopilot through automated email sequences. Now, if you've enjoyed this video and you've gotten even one golden nugget from it, go ahead, hit the like, leave a comment, hit subscribe and the bell, because I put out 1 to 2 new videos like this one every single week. And now that you know how to sell digital products and that you should create your own platform to sell them on, you might be wondering what types of digital products sell best and what type of digital product you should create. But how do you do that? Well, it all starts with watching this video next here, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's going to be so much more powerful. See you in the next video.